All right, Colonel, we're rolling. I'm gonna wait for this truck to pass real quick.
Okay.
Can you give me an overall damage assessment, please, of Parris Island?
Parris Island took a big hit from the storm. To use a Star Wars analogy, this was a disturbance in our training force that we executed aboard the depot. Page Field, where we have our crucible, took a lot of wind damage, a lot of snapped trees that presented some unsafe conditions for our recruits that go and train out there. As you go throughout the depot, you'll see down trees and down power lines. Some areas are hit more than others, and that's just because of the uniqueness of the storm going across the entire depot. But folks on the depot have turned to. In a very short period of time, 2 days, we've gotten power up. We've gotten facilities restored. We're opening our chow halls, all 5 of them for our Marines, and we're back to training. We're going to graduate Marines this weekend. We're going to have a crucible this weekend, and we'll continue back with our normal routine as we progress throughout the next couple of days.
Colonel, you mentioned you shared a personal experience with me where you were stationed during the storm. There was about 1 foot to 2 foot of water that came in. Can you kind of tell that story for me?
Yeah, there were about 62 of my element, the installation and logistics folks, that remained on the island. A lot of those were volunteers, and a portion of us took up residence in the old fire department, which is my office space. And we're very close to the water, and the storm surge that came up ended up putting about 2 feet of water in our bottom deck of our building. So we were right over top of the storm surge. It was quite an interesting night when that happened.
And Colonel, what were some of the weird things that you saw after the storm had come through in its aftermath?
Just the snapped trees, the areas that looked as if they had been hit by a tornado or some type of microburst. On the causeway out to Page Island, Page Field, where we do our crucible, the leaning of the telephone poles, and just the sheer force of the storm that came through.
And sir, you mentioned there was a boat tied up to Archer's Creek Bridge. Can you kind of describe that for me?
Yes, the night of the storm, we lost power about 3:14 in the morning. And what had happened is a boat had lost its mooring and floated to the Archer's Creek Bridge that makes up part of our causeway, and the metal mast, was hitting the power line that provides our power to the island. And as a result of that hitting it multiple times, SCE&G turned off the power to the island in an effort to be safe and to make sure that there was no further damage caused by that boat.
And where is that boat now, sir?
The boat's still moored up to Archer Creek Bridge. The mast, of course, has been taken down as a safety precaution, so it does not interfere with our power anymore.